All right, what's up, y'all? This is R. Got my man D Lyles here.
How you doing this evening?
I'm gonna I'm just gonna recap AES 2012. For those who don't know, AES is the Audio Engineer Society. They do something every year, conference, sometimes a few. Last year we saw Pro Tools 10 was the big announcement last year. Didn't get a new Pro Tools this year, but got plenty new products that were announced. So we're gonna run through some videos of what's been posted, of what's announced, and then give our opinions about it. Do you remember anything last year from last year's AES? Do you remember?
Not vaguely.
All right, you said you have to talk up,
All right.
but let's get to the first video here.
The Fraunhofer ProCollect from Sonox has changed the way we encode audio for online distribution, enabling audio codecs such as MP3 and AAC to be auditioned in real time. Now with version 2, Apple's iTunes Plus codec is included, so you can mix directly for iTunes, ensuring high quality output during the mixing process.
Can you make the screen bigger?
We're here with Stephen Slate at the AES show in San Francisco. He's going to show us the Raven, which is a new style of control interface with the biggest touchscreen I've ever seen. Can you tell us something about this, please, Stephen?
Well, last year at the NAMM show, we built a monitor console, and it was our concept to try to integrate the DAW and the engineer together. And it was a good concept, but when we got out of there, based on the feedback we had from that, we knew that we weren't quite there yet. And I just became such a fan of touchscreen technology, and I thought, well, here our digital audio workstation is on our screen. How do we get closer to our screen? And the answer was a touchscreen device. So we built this beautiful touchscreen display using proprietary components and state-of-the-art new touchscreen technology components, and we built a software interface that controls the DAW right on the DAW. And I've been working on it for the last couple of weeks, and it's hard to go back now to the old way, because having it all here right in front of you and being able to interact and use plugins and use your fingers and reach out and grab, and also have the convenience of still having your mouse, still having your keyboard, and an amazing state-of-the-art monitor section. It's a real solution for me as an audio engineer, and I think it'll be a great solution for other people as well.
Okay, so you say you've got a complete monitor selection that includes speaker switching, dimming, mono, all that kind of thing?
Absolutely, yeah, it even has a 7.1 surround section. It has an 8-channel headphone cue system for multiple artists. It has automatic talkback features. It has the ability, if an artist comes and wants to play something off of their smartphone, it has a smartphone connection. It has, you know, if an artist has a thumb drive and wants to upload some tracks to the session, it can be done without crawling under the console. It has multiple different types of talkback systems, 4 different speaker outputs, an engineer's headphone system that can play any different source. It has, you know, I mean, all the bells and whistles that we can think of. But the cool thing is this. I mean, if you've ever used an old analog board and you have that, you know, working that, we wanted to fix that situation. So the entire analog monitor section is digitally controlled. So all of these switches are just logic controls. They're never going to get scratchy because there's no audio circuitry going through them. And what that also allows us to do in the future is make the entire monitor section remote controllable, like via an iPhone or an iPad. So you can sit in the back of the room and switch speakers or talk to your artist. So we're trying to think of things that are going to help the modern studio.
And of course, because it's a screen-based device, you can run whichever DAW you like on there.
Absolutely. Right now we're in Pro Tools, but we plan on supporting all the major DAWs.
Well, that sounds great. Any idea when you might be in production?
I think early 2013. I mean, it's you know, we're 11 months in. We have some kinks to work out. We're going to be working hard on it, but I believe in the concept, and I believe in music creators, and I think this is going to be a good fit for a lot of them.
Have you any idea what it's going to have to cost yet, or are you still working on that?
You know, we're still working on it, because in order to get a cost, I need to figure out not how much it costs to make 1 or 2 of them, but how much it costs to make 25 of them or 30 of them. And obviously the cost structure goes down when you start buying parts in bulk. So given that we haven't quite gotten there yet, it's a lot of different manufacturers in order to make this thing. It's not just a bunch of components we flung together. This display alone is 4 or 5 different manufacturers and that we joined together. So we have to price things out accordingly and figure out what we can do. But my goal is not to make this unattainable for a professional. I want this to be something that people can afford, people can use, and people can enjoy making music on.
We should look forward to seeing the finished product. Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks so much, Paul. Thanks, SOS.
Okay. All right. So what do you think of the Raven? I know you're a fan of the touchscreen, mixing on a touchscreen. So what are your thoughts on it? Because that's probably the craziest thing that was announced at AES this year.
The coolest thing about the Raven, Chris, is that
So you gotta speak up, son.
excuse me. The coolest thing about the Raven, Chris, is that being able to work the plugins via the Raven, the touchscreen, and I thought that was the coolest thing about it. Being able, integrating with your iPod or your iPad, and it seems like he has it laid out to where it has some kind of longevity in it, to where you can work it with your iPad or your iPod or what have you. I like it, man. I think the most important part of this is the pricing. Is it going to be affordable for most of us in our home studios?
My guess is hell no. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the SSL Nucleus is just a control service, and it's still, I want to say, over 10,000, I think. And this now you're putting a touchscreen on it. I still can't see the whole thing, so I don't know how big it actually is. But most people in home studios are big on sizeability. It's something that's small, that's not going to take up a lot of space. And from the video, that thing looks huge. I mean, it is a actual desk console.
It looks huge, and it's going to take up a lot of room. So I don't know what he's going after as far as as far as his audience. Is he actually monitoring this to home studio users, or is this just a modern technology that they're going to use and incorporate in studio?
It's going to be interesting because I don't know a lot of home studio users that use control surface, but I don't really think this is for the home studio. He did use the term professionals, but then that brings up a question: are you going to replace your SSL or API console with this?
No, not at all.
It's interesting to see. So I mean, to me, if I wouldn't replace my analog console either. So if you're not going after the guys who already have a console, then it seems like you would go after the home studio market. I would believe.
My thing is this: does the Raven have some kind of digital analog converter on hand if it has all these monitoring features?
That's a good question. I don't know. Well, I know something like, I keep bringing up the SSL Nucleus. I know it has a D to A converter in it, but I mean, the Nucleus, I don't know why I'm really comparing it to the Nucleus, because the Nucleus is just a control service. But I guess in general, this is just a control service too, with a bunch more bells and whistles as far as the monitor control section and everything. Just the difference is you get an actual screen.
Okay. Is he going for a console killer, in your opinion?
Say that again?
Is he attempting to do a console killer? Because I mean, previously he released a VCC, and now he has this big console coming out to where you can control your plug-in. Is he actually trying to eliminate the console, the use of a console? Is that his target? Is that his goal?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's hard to say. And then the biggest thing to me is the cost. How much is it going to cost? How much do you think it's going to cost?
Something like that, I would say at least anywhere from $5 to $8 grand.
5 to 8? Man, I'm going to have to go over.
Think parts.
I'm going to have to say, my guess is 15. I'm going to say 15 to 20.
Wow.
'Cause I think really the most expensive thing in it is probably, well, I said the most expensive thing, but that touchscreen has to cost a pretty penny, especially if you're talking about a touchscreen of that size.
Right. Okay.
Well, let's move on to the second video we got here. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see when that's released, what it's gonna run for.
I don't think it'll do well, Chris.
Yeah. All right. Now here's the next video.
The Fraunhofer ProCollect from Sonox has changed the way we encode audio for online distribution, enabling audio codecs such as MP3 and AAC to be auditioned in real time. Now with version 2, Apple's iTunes Plus codec is included, so you can mix directly to iTunes, ensuring high quality output during the mixing process.
We're here at AES with Mark from BAE, which is British Audio Engineering, even though he's moved to America, lucky guy. And he builds the most fastidious recreations of Neve gear I've ever seen. But on some of these modules, he's actually added a few features to accommodate the modern market. For example, Pro Tools systems which have higher levels. So the first thing we're going to look at is the 10DC, which is this rather lovely compressor.
10DC, which stands for 10 series dynamic compressor. I suppose the closest cousin of this was maybe a 2254 with a bit of a 64 thrown in, although the 64 was AB. This is pure Class A. 33609 if there's a pair of them, which, you know, these are stereo linkable, but again, Class A. The main benefits of this, we've added extra ratios, extra attack, extra recovery, and instead of a 2 dB increment, this is 1 dB, so you can even master with this thing. More importantly, the threshold here was always made for tape back in the day. You know, it went to 12. We've, you know, done the threshold to plus 16. So for Pro Tools and that, it's just a lot more usable. They are independent of each other as well, compressor and the limiter, or you can link them. I mean, it's everything you remember, excuse me, from back in the day, but we've brought it up to the, you know, today's market. It is available as a 19-inch module, stereo linkable, or as you can see down here, we do it in the 10 series module to fit in a vintage console or in our 8-channel rack or 8-channel mixer.
Okay. But importantly, you are sourcing the components from the same suppliers as the original Neve products, I believe.
Absolutely. Carnhill is still in business today, as we've already mentioned. They used to be St. Ives, they're now Carnhill. Same factory. Same, you know, some of the girls are still there. We went to visit them a couple of years ago, and you know, so yeah, they're still built the same way. The wire is still flowing in from Camford in England, and the switches, which I don't know if you can actually hear these, but you know, the tactility of this switch, it just, you know, it's a decent switch. It's what, you know, it's what you should be using. If you're buying a 10 series module and it doesn't have Elmer switches, you have to question why. It is an expensive switch, but that's because it's the best.
And is this available now, Mark?
The 10DC is already shipping. The 10DC module will be shipping 1st of November. 1032 will be end of November.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right. So what do you think of the BAE compressor?
Well, you know, I'm biased because I'm a BAE owner myself. I think it's going to be incredible. The fact that you can link those and get a 3309 out of it, 33609. Am I right?
Yeah, that's one of the
That's the stereo compressor.
yeah.
I think it's going to be great for drum bus. So and I own the plugin, the actual plugin via Universal Audio. And it's a great plugin, so I can only imagine what the hardware is going to sound like.
Yeah, that the 33609 is highly used. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. But the BAE stuff, I guess he hasn't had a compressor, huh?
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. from if I can recall, he's done just a lot of the Neve clones and the API 312
Mm.
in the Rex. So those are pretty much the products that I've seen that he's dropped.
All right. Next, I know the pre that they do is is really popular. Some people say it's the best Neve. The best thing you can get to a Neve is the BAE stuff, and of course it is a lot pricier than everything else out there. It is good to see them finally get a compressor out,
But
and
build quality, I can rest assure you that the build quality is great on it. When he was talking about the knobs,
mhm.
I'm very confident in when you purchase that product that you're going to get a good product, and that it will last a long time.
Mhm. Cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's see. What you got from BAE? You got the 500 series rack, right?
I have the rack mountable 500 series rack.
All right. All right, let's see.
6 slot.
6 slot.
Yep.
All right, here's the next video.
Wow.
The Fraunhofer ProCollect from Sonox has changed the way we encode audio for online distribution, enabling audio codecs such as MP3 and AAC to be auditioned in real time. Now with version 2, Apple's iTunes Plus codec is included, so you can mix directly for iTunes, ensuring high quality output during the mixing process.
Shout out to Sonox.
We're at the AES show on the Moon booth. It's a Canadian company, and Simon's going to tell us about their first product in the audio recording market, which is a preamplifier. But their history, I believe, is in high-end hi-fi, if you like.
Yes, indeed. Actually, Moon is a Canadian company based out of Montreal in Canada. They've been doing mostly high-end hi-fi for 30 years. It's one of those companies that manufacture everything from the ground up, and it's including all the metalwork. So they have like 5 CNC machines making all their knobs themselves, the casings, the boards, every single component. So for us, it was really important to have something that can control every single aspect of it. A lot of companies, make their board somewhere, buy some off-the-shelf knobs, off-the-shelf connectors, and they mix every single thing. So they have a big R&D department. Obviously, they can build everything. And the thing is, when they started building this product, they went over the history of high-end audio product. Especially phono stages, preamplifiers for the home market. And the goal was to make a super transparent microphone preamp. Something in the very high-end domain that was probably lacking. Usually in the very high-end, you had lots of tube mic crates, very big, with external supplies, very difficult to carry. And we're aiming at the guys like, very high-end jazz recordings, classical recordings, with very high-end microphones. So we wanted to have a very compact design that was very high-end, very clean, very transparent, very open. And additionally not colored.
Okay, so what's the design philosophy in there? It's all solid state, of course, no tubes in there.
Yes, exactly. It's solid state, no tubes. The design philosophy is simple. We have 2 completely separate boards for 2 channels, so everything's completely separate. One of the big differences for this one specifically is the gain knob, for example. Just to give you an example of our philosophy, we have essentially all resistor ladder, essentially for all the knobs. So everything is very, very channel matched to the very precise. We use Elma gain control from Switzerland, very expensive, very precise, and it's just the same all around the microphone preamp, just going over the top on every single component. For example, we use very expensive metallized polypropylene capacitors, individually shielded, so to keep the noise really bare minimum. Very clean all the way through, and it's the same philosophy everywhere. Essentially, you have the best components everywhere.
And the power supply looks pretty impressive too.
Yes. On the power supply side, we have two individual supplies on it. One is just 48 volt for the phantom power and the control circuitry, and the other one is dedicated to the gain and the amplifier. We have it inside the unit in a separate chassis. So actually, even though it looks like it's inside, it's actually floating within the unit, completely shielded from the rest of the enclosure. Again, to keep the noise at the bare minimum and have really the best signal to noise ratio.
So it looks as though it's going to be pretty expensive. Do you know what it's going to retail for?
Yes, in the US, we're looking at a street price of $4,200.
Okay. And shipping time?
It's actually shipping now. So Moon is launching the product and shipping at the same time. pretty rare in the business, but actually, yes, it's shipping now.
That's great. Thank you, Simon.
Thanks so much.
Okay. He did say 4200, didn't he?
Right, right.
Well, it looks good. I don't know. Super transparent pre. It was a dual pre, I believe, but I don't know. I don't know how many he's gonna sell for 4200.
My takes on it is that it's Canadian, so of course it's gonna be heavy as hell. The build quality was great, like Radiator. So,
Yeah.
so I can see them competing along the lines of Millennials, more for orchestral and live recordings.
Yeah, but I don't think Millennium Pre's are 4200.
No, but I think it's a bit more pricey because of the components and the build quality of it. That thing looks like it's built like a tank, man.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. Millennia isn't cheap at all. But I mean, also something that clean. I mean, you can think Grace too. Grace is real clean, and they're definitely what I would call affordable. I think their single channel pre is like $565, I think.
But the thing with Grace is that Grace is wired with gain. This particular component, I think it had a little more circuitry and iron in it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, it's not like I expect them to sell a ton of them, but it'll be interesting to see if just people start talking about them, and we hear their name pop back up next year or before next year of people using them.
Right.
All right, let's see here. Let's see what we got next.
Whoa, Neumann.
The Fraunhofer ProCollect changed the way we encode audio for online distribution, enabling audio codecs such as MP3 and AAC to be auditioned in real time. Now with version 2, Apple's iTunes Plus codec is included, so you can mix directly to iTunes, ensuring high quality output during the mixing process.
We're here at the AES show on the Neumann stand. I'm here with Andrew Goldberg. Regular SOS readers will know that one of my top 5 all-time favourite speakers is the KH 0300, and Andrew's just gone and redesigned the thing.
Yeah, been working very hard on it. Takes a long time, as usual, but the results we're very happy with.
So this is the new KH 310.
Yeah.
It looks very similar.
Yes.
Somebody's got it surrounded with a knife by the looks of it. What's that all about?
We did that. That's we had these radial standing waves on the surround, which you often see, and we managed to damp those with these little dimples all the way around the edge, and that has an effect of reducing intermodulation distortion. It's just another place where we can get that distortion down just a little bit more. And all these little improvements everywhere, they add up to a big performance change.
One of the complaints that some people levelled at the original 0300 was that it didn't quite go loud enough in some situations. I think you've addressed that.
We have. We put a lot of effort into optimizing where the efficiency of the drivers lies in the frequency domain. These are all new drivers, by the way, and the bass driver in particular we've worked very hard on, and with exactly the same amplified power we're now able to draw another, or deliver another 6 or 7 dB more output level at the listening position.
So significantly louder.
Which is, we were quite surprised. It was a very nice afternoon when we discovered that.
Fantastic. Yeah. So it's all new drivers. This is a pre-production model, I think, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So when can we expect to see the real thing on the shelves?
Yeah, early next year. Yeah, we're just waiting for parts from suppliers. And that takes time, but yeah, we wait and then we build.
And the price will be similar to the originals?
Yeah, we're looking at, I know the euro pricing, it's about €100 more than the 0300, so it's in the same ballpark.
Excellent. Yeah. Good. I look forward to having a pair to play with.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, we know they're definitely going to send Sound on Sound a pair to play with. And they get their hands on everything.
Yeah, they do. I didn't hear the 300s, so my experiences here is pretty limited.
Let me ask you, when you hear Neumann, what do you think of?
I think top quality, top of the line.
What product do you think of?
U87. I think a microphone.
Yeah, me too. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I don't know. I've never heard speakers from them, but you know, I am interested in hearing them though.
I'm not. I'm satisfied with my Adam AX7s, and I'm sure you're satisfied with your Focal. So
Yeah, I am, but I don't know. I want to hear them at least. But yeah, I haven't seen them in any studios here.
all right. Well, I look forward to your review on audiozar.net because I want and you know I don't have to listen to them. I just check out your review.
All right, let's see what we got next.
Somebody give me a microphone to review, please. All these preamps and signal processors.
The Fraunhofer ProCollect from Sonox has changed the way we encode audio for online distribution, enabling audio codecs such as MP3 and AAC to be auditioned in real time. Now with version 2, Apple's iTunes Plus codec
Shout out to all the viewers out there. How you guys doing?
ensuring high quality output during the mixing process.
We're here on the Unity Audio stand looking at some Cardec audio products. I'm here with Liam, and we've got a new Compare rack, I see, 500 series modules.
Yes.
You've been doing the modules before, haven't you? But this is the first time you brought out a rack.
Yes, about 2 years we've had the modules out, maybe about a year for the FEQ, and 2 years for the preamp.
Okay.
So yeah, we thought it's about time we got a rack out and did something a little bit different and kind of kept the price to make it a little bit more affordable to get people on board. And
Right. So everybody in their dog are making racks. What's different about yours?
so a few things. One went for 8 slots with an internal power supply and some extra routing and switching options.
Okay.
So I thought the idea of having it as kind of a portable format would be nice if you don't have these external power supplies. You've got to have somewhere on the floor and plug in separately.
Sure.
And also having the routing as well means it can simplify the cable setup. You know, it means less kind of plugging things in and out to use different modules and
So one module can be linked directly into the next.
Yes.
Okay.
So first thing is the linking switches. So each channel can be directly fed into the next, getting rid of the need for patching cables from one unit to the next.
Good.
But then also there's a relay at the input and the output on the board of each module, and what that lets you do is, so there's a 9th input here on the front. So with this switch here, what that does is selects which module it interrupts the input for on the back and sends this to. So say if someone wants to work quite quickly with one microphone on a vocalist or a guitar cab and they want to compare a few different preamps or different modules, they can plug an input into this, or there's also an input on the back as well, it's not just the front.
Okay.
And say they just want to click a microphone between input 1, 2 and 3 instantly and hear what it sounds like without re-plugging patch cables.
Sure.
And most importantly as well, phantom power is directly linked to this socket here at the front with its own supply.
So you're not switching.
So you're not switching any power.
Good.
And also the same is true for the output. There's a 9th output on the back, and you can select which module you're listening to the output of.
Right.
So you don't always have to listen to the same module that you're sending the signal to. So you can link the modules and make a vocal chain.
Yeah.
And say send the input to module 1, say a preamp with an EQ and a compressor next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And by clicking along the output, you can listen in at different points in the chain and maybe take the compressor out and hear it back in, and gives you a quick way of just comparing things, so which is where the name came from.
Very nice. Compare, yes. Very nice idea.
Thank you.
What sort of price and delivery?
It's not completely confirmed yet, but we're aiming for about £500 plus that in the UK.
Okay, very good.
Delivery, hopefully about 6 weeks.
Brilliant. Very nice, I like that. Thank you. Thanks, Liam.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. I'm impressed.
Yes. The linking features, being able to switch in between the chain, huge. Lunchbox, killer.
But I mean, it's not portable. I mean, it's supposed to live in your rack, though.
Yeah. But I have a rack mountable BAE lunchbox. well, not lunchbox, but 500 series rack, and that's something that I think I could use.
Well, that was what, eight spaces, I think.
Yep.
Because he said a ninth input and output. So yeah, I guess it's got 8. It's a 8 slot rack. I'm not a fan of the green, but I know that's their signature style.
Incredible hook.
Yeah. Wish I knew what that cost in US. I'm not going to do the currency conversion right now, but that's man, for studios, home studios, even recording, that's that would be really useful.
Huge. Well thought out.
Yeah, and it's something different too. And I know radio does the linking, but I mean, being able to switch the input and output, the feed from the front, that's sick. That's the only way to say it.
It's huge.
Let's see what we got here next. Who do you know sells them here? I know Zen Pro sells Cartech stuff. I guess probably Vintage King does too.
I was just about to say Vintage King.
Let's see.
You check on their website and look at their dealers.
Yeah.
Hi, Gear Slug crew. It's Mitch Thomas from Sound Toys here at AES in San Fran. We're going to take a look at our newest edition, which is Radiator. It's coming out in about 2 to 3 weeks. It is the emulation of the Altec 1567 that we've been talking about for a little while, and it is getting ready to go out the door.
Oh, come on, YouTube.
That's the same thing we saw at Welcome to 1979.
It's basically a tube trend.
Are you talking about the original one?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Let me let this video go ahead and finish loading so it don't stop at us. At least I stopped at a good point. We got a picture of the plug-in up there.
Right.
Let's see. We got input, output, mix. See, that's pretty much the same thing as the the free one that they were getting. Did you get the free one?
Yeah, I had the free one.
Yeah, of course. It's really the same thing they did with the Devil Lock, where they had the free version, and then later they came out with like the full version.
Looked like they only added the EQ section of it.
Yeah, and I don't know. The input and output seems different too. I don't think they had input and output. I think the free version was just 2 knobs. I want to say it was just like mix and drive or input something, but I'm pretty sure it was just 2 knobs.
Right, it was 2 knobs.
All right, it's loaded up now.
Transistor EQ channel strip. So if you're familiar with the 1567, you know it's a great old box. It's very loud, it's very noisy, and it has a whole lot of character. Been used on a lot of popular stuff as well as back the old Motown hits, and we wanted to bring that new color to all of our customers. And that's what the new Boutique series is about. The Devil Lock and the Radiator are our first 2 plugs in the Boutique series, bringing some new cool color and character to our customers. Thanks.
Did we see him at GearFest?
I think he was there. He looked familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I know Sound Toys was there. I would think a big guy with blonde hair would stick out.
But I'm not interested in this product though. It's already been done through other companies, and they already had a decapitator. So, what more do I need with this product?
Well, this one's not as versatile as Decapitator to me, but I used it on. What did I use it on? I first tried it on vocals, and I mean, just to clarify, I'm talking about the free version, of course.
Right.
I used it on vocals, and it was just too much. But I put it on a bass guitar, and it just completely changed the tone of the bass.
Right.
And ever since then, you know, if I got a bass that needs a little something extra on it, some mojo, I go to that plug for it.
Have you ever AB the decapitator versus the little radiator?
Which ones?
Have you ever AB the decapitator versus the little radiator on that particular guitar? Excuse me.
No, I never. No, I haven't done that.
That'd be something to think about.
We'll have to check that out.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely got its uses for it to me, but I mean, I don't know. I'm good with the free version, but the added bass and treble does seem cool though.
All right.
All right, let's see what we got. What we got next here.
Uh-oh. Lindell.
Hey, this is Tobias Lindell here, and I'm covering from AES show in San Francisco for all you gear studies over there. That's Jules. Say hi to Jules. At this show, we're showing off the new 500 series stuff that we're doing. Finally shipping now. It's been a while to mass produce these babies, but finally they're out. So we have had a lot of interest at the show, so that's very cool. So let me just take you through the products real quick to give you an overview of what they are. We got the 6X500, which is an all-discrete preamp. We got the 7X500, which is FET 1176 style compressor. We got the Pultec, the PEX 500, which also transform couple in and out. Using once again the 990 op amp. What's cool about the preamp is that we're taking the Pultec filters and throwing in here. So you have the high boost and the low boost from the Pultec. So the same inductor, you know, the same sort of kind of transformers in here as well. So you get for $299 you get a good preamp and half of a Pultec. The 7X500 is 1176 sort of based compressor, but I've added the parallel compression inside the box, so you can do parallel compression directly. So that's pretty neat. I use that a lot on the console myself, but I built it in here so you can do it right away in the box. Also, there's some cool sidechain high-pass filter in here, so you can do full range, 100 or 300 hertz. Good stuff. The Pultec is straight off the passive filters on the Pultec. Transformer in and out, smooth top end, pretty huge low end, as you would expect from a passive EQ. Pricing is the same for all models. It's $299, $299 US dollars. We've shipped the first batch and we sold the first batch. So everything is unfortunately sold out as of today. But we're making 1,500 more units that will be in stock really soon. All right. Thanks for stopping by the AES booth.
All right. He said they're making 1,500 more.
Yep, and he repeated himself a lot in that video as well.
$299, $299, $299. Make sure you know it.
Exactly.
But they, I don't know. I wonder how much how many the first batch was. I mean, Lindell, I know they're high quality stuff. So, I mean, for them to do a 500 series stuff across all the signal processing, pre-compressor, EQ, all for $299 each is pretty ridiculous. Because for the price of all three of those together, you can spend that on just one 500 series module.
My thing is the compressor $299 and a 2-slot device.
No, it's 3 separate ones. The pre and EQ,
Okay.
the compressor, and then the EQ. The pre has the high boost from the EQ, and I think the low boost is a little bit of the like you said, it's like half a pull tech on the pre, kind of like the MOG pre that's got the airband on it.
Right.
It's in a way, similar to that in what it does.
Right. Yeah, I had one of those radio workhorses for traveling.
I'd fill that up with them. I'm definitely interested in hearing them, but I mean, for that price, that's I don't know, that's ridiculous. That's almost unheard of.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see what we got here next. If you had to pick up one of them, which one would you think of?
I probably would do the pull tech, the EQ.
The EQ. All right, let's move on to the next video.
My guy, Dave Hill.
Gotta love Dave.
Great guy. Give me a colorful shirt, Dave.
Okay, so I'm Dave Hill from Cranesong, and I'm here at AES in San Francisco, and we have something new to show. It's a 500 series module compressor, single space wide, with vacuum tube in it. Classic kind of, vintage LA2A kind of sound with some twists. Switch to change the audio path so the tube either has negative feedback or does not have negative feedback, for a cleaner kind of sound, and also a hard knee, soft knee switch on it. And when you go into link, one set of controls operates, the other channel. And the way this link system works, you could actually do a 5-1 system with this, and have basically 6 of them, and have basically the master one operate, all the slave devices.
Now, hands down, was his demo that he gave us at GearFest not the best demo we got the whole 2 days there?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I know that's, I don't know. This compressor's got to be killer, especially coming from Dave.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Dave is a unique kind of engineer, man. Like, he does stuff out of the norm. I think the Falcon would be a good product, because when he said twist, I can only imagine if I was standing there, he would show us the twist of it. So I think it'd be a good product.
Yeah, and then notice this one is the Cranesong brand, and not his Dave Hill's brand that he started with the Europa and the was it Titan?
Titan, correct, compressor.
But yeah, I really want to hear this one, because that was, like I said, that was the best demo we got at GearFest, and that was amazing. I'm really shocked that he was able to get a vacuum tube in a 1-channel 500 series slot.
Well, the people who makes the double wide again, I'm sorry.
Retro.
All right, Retro. It took them 2 slots, so I agree.
And you've got who else got a tube? Radio has a tube. I mean, there's a single. And I think it's some Rolls Music, I think, has a tube pre in the 500 series.
Right.
So they're all able to do it, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure that I'm no electronics, audio electronics master, but I'm pretty sure a lot more goes into a compressor than would go into a preamp. So those other tube gears are preamps. Right. So this you're looking at is a tube compressor from Cranesong.
I can imagine it being badass on bass.
And he didn't say anything about pricing. I'm sure it's going to be over 1,000. Cranesong stuff is up there, but no doubt if Dave Hill did it, it's got to be worth every penny. Let's see. Let's see what we got next.
Hey Gear Sluts, it's Jim from Apex here at AES in San Francisco. We've got six new 500 series modules to show you today. This is a 2-channel tube mic pre. This is the EXPB oral exciter and big bottom. This is an Apex transformer mic pre. This is the EQF 500, which is a reissue of the EQF 2. This is the Jensen transformer coupled mic pre. And this is the optical compressor. So the Apex transformer mic pre is based on the 188, and the Jensen transformer mic pre is based on the 1788. Both the J pre and the dual RPA have the mic limiter circuit built in, which is patented and protects the input from clipping.
So he said dual pre. I guess it's a dual channel, and there goes tube again, but it's 2 spaces. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. A 2-space tube 500 series rack or 500 series pre.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Man, from that I respect that company a lot. The exciter that they make is really good. So I'm looking forward to hearing their products.
And they've gone across the whole line with that pre. You said what, 3 pre's? The 2 pre.
He had a transformer. He had a tube pre, stereo channel pre. He had a transformer pre, exciter, and I think he had 2 different compressors, if I'm not mistaken. No,
Yes.
he had another compressor. He had an opto compressor.
Yeah, I mean that's going across the whole the whole range of signal processing there. I mean, it's like I told you, I think the other day, like once you do a pre compressor and EQ, you know, what else can you do? And they've done more pre's, looks like it.
But if they did the exciter that they do, I can only imagine that the EQ is going to be just as good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I've never used anything from them, but I see them at trade shows all the time. I don't know if they were at Gear Fest, but I know I saw them at the recording expo I went to earlier this year, and I believe I saw them at Summer NAMM too, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that a 4-band EQ?
It looks like it is. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got next.
This is going to be huge.
Let this load up for just a second. All right, where's our audio?
Hi there, Gear Sluts. Welcome to AES San Francisco 2012. My name is Frank Oglethorpe from Prism Sound. And here we have the Lyra 2, a brand new product from Prism Sound. If you're familiar with the Orpheus, it's got the same converters, which are very well respected and much loved everywhere. The Lyra 2 has 2 inputs, mic, line, or instrument on the front, as you can see. Again, the same mic pre's as the Orpheus. Lovely mic pre's, very flat, very clean, pretty much worth the price of the box by themselves, really. We have, as I said, 2 inputs. There are 4 outputs at the back, all balanced. Also on the back, we have ADAT I/O or Toslink. So that's an additional 8 channels of digital input and output at 44.1 or 88. and four channels at 88.296. Headphone output on the front, some extra level on the headphone output compared to the Orpheus. Rotary encoder on the front, which you can assign as the volume control to the outputs. New in the application that runs the Orpheus, you can now route what's you've got out. You can now route the output of 1 and 2 to 3 and 4 as well. So if you've got two sets of speakers, then you can easily switch between them. Also, Toslink, SPDIF I/O on the back. You've got word clocking in and out, so you can clock it to an external clock if you want to, or you can use it as your master clock for your studio. What else? Cross-platform, Mac, PC, so it works with pretty much any software, including Pro Tools, of course. Very soon, shipping should be January, maybe Christmas, but at this rate, I think it's probably going to be January. Retail, check your dealer for retail pricing. In the US, the Lyra 2 is $3,225. I'm not sure what it is in the UK. Yeah, available January, as I said. Enjoy. I think perfect, great quality converter, lower channel count than the Orpheus, obviously a bit cheaper than the Orpheus. And we're getting a lot of interest in it, and we hope you like it. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I heard you laugh. So what was that about?
The pricing, man, but you can't blame them between Lavery and Prism, man. Those are some of the best converters in the industry. So I can't bang them on the price.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot about their converters too, but I don't. I mean, if that one's $3,000, I wonder what the bigger one is. I never really priced their stuff because I knew it was expensive, but I don't know. For $3,000, you could get a fully loaded Apollo for less than that, and have what, twice the 2-3 times more inputs and outputs on that.
But the conversion is them and Lavery, man, they're the top. It's like the best bang for your buck.
Yeah, man, when he got to the price, yeah, I was like, wow. And for that size too. Because first I saw, oh, cool, Prism did a portable interface. It doesn't look as small as like an inbox or something would be, but I mean, compared to everything else, I guess you would pretty much call that one portable.
Right.
Well, yeah, we'll see what the final price is on that one. If that is that, I mean, they say street price. It may not be necessarily the retail price, but I forgot which one is I forgot if street price is the actual price or if it's the.
No, that's the actual. Like I think that's what's that? The coming out price.
Yeah, I forgot which way that it works. But I mean, people love their stuff, so people love Prism. I had someone try to get me to get a Prism over what did I get? Oh, the Lynx. But I mean, just the for what I get with the Lynx and what I paid for it, I was like, yeah, I'm happy with what I did there.
But let me ask you this, Chris. When you get in a certain price bracket of paying for converters, I think it's like, for instance, the Lynx and Prism. I think it's more subtle. How much better can you get after a certain price point?
All right, I feel the same way with Pre's. That after a certain price point, it's so subtle that it's like you're really going after what you like and taste. And I mean, to me, after that price, it's not more about the price and the sound. I think it also has to deal with the user friendliness and just using the product, which could also help justify that that bigger price. This one may cost $1,000 more, but it's easier to use. It's easier to get a good sound out of, and to me, all that makes a difference.
But who's gonna hear it when you convert it down to 44.1 though?
Let's not go there right now.
Okay, all right.
That's a whole nother. Yeah, we're not gonna get into mouse stuff down to MP3 now.
I got you.
But you're right though. But up to it. I think converters do matter. I mean, when I got the links, I noticed a difference going from the M-Audio Profire 2626 to the links. I mean, Profire still sounded good, but and I mean, it wasn't a huge difference by any means, but the links did sound better.
Right.
All right, let's see what we got from Akai here. Let's see. Ew, are we loading here? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Hey, Gear Sluts, this is Dan Gill, product manager for Akai.
Looks like John Elway.
The NPC Studio. The NPC Studio is our newer surface for the NPC. This uses the same exact software as the NPC Renaissance. It's a slim design. It's a USB bus powered. You plug it up, plug it right back in, and the software recognizes it. Comes right back up. MIDI in and out. It's got 4 touch-sensitive knobs, and these automatically map to your software. This is $5.99, and it's going to be shipping in January. This here is the MPC Renaissance. We're now running software version 1.1. This right here, for you guys who aren't familiar, it's a 4-in, 4-out audio interface, MIDI controller, and software package for Mac or PC. It comes with a 9-gig sound library. And these knobs right here will automatically map to your software. It'll load VST plugins and audio unit plugins, and those automatically map to your VSTs as well, and your audio units. And this right here is $12.99. It's in stores now, and check it out if you like it.
All right, we could do almost a whole show on NPCs, but they really hit a price point on that one from the Renaissance. To me, I thought it was going to be. I know their flagship NPC, the 5000, was 2000 or 2500. They really hit a price point on this one on the Renaissance at the 1300. Because my first question when I saw them doing an NPC, a new NPC after forever, was how much is it going to cost? Because who's really using NPCs anymore? I mean, so many people are producing in Logic now, but I mean, they came. I guess they didn't show the iPad one there, but they've got the that NPC Studio, and then they've got one for the iPad, and then the flagship, the Renaissance. Did you catch that he called it a audio interface?
Exactly, I did.
So immediately makes me feel like that it has pre's on it, because that's what I think of when I think of an audio interface, everything in one. But it probably doesn't have pre's on it. But I will have to check that out now. What do you think of the new NPC family?
He didn't get too much into depth like I was expecting. Tell me something that my MIDI controller can do. And I didn't get that from him. Like everything that he displayed in the video, my Oxium can do. Back to the audio interface part, NPCs, I think that, if I'm not mistaken, one of those is a production center, right? Is it like the 5000 for what was it?
Well, they're all a
like what I'm saying was, I think a couple of those did have mic pre's on it, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Renaissance had a mic pre on the back of it. Because didn't they discontinue them lines?
They discontinued the probably the older NPCs. Well, no, I think the 1000 is still probably being sold because the 1000 is real popular.
Right, and I understand why, but I'm saying the larger models. Didn't they discontinue those?
Oh, the 5000.
Right, because I think that's what the Renaissance is taking over.
Yeah, the 5000. Definitely.
In my opinion, a Renaissance is like a 5000, but instead of it being like a solo thing, you using it as how we work today with MIDI and hooking it up to your computer and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the Renaissance is definitely the new flagship NPC. I dig the name Renaissance.
Right.
With all the history that they've had. I've got a buddy there in Memphis that's a huge NPC fanatic, and I think he told me he was going to get the Studio. I think he originally wanted the Renaissance, but he's gone so far digital now that he doesn't know if he wants to really deal with the Renaissance. But I was trying to get him on digital forever, and he finally crossed over and started producing in the digital world. But I think he told me he's getting an NPC Studio, which to me is more. Well, I guess they both have the software, but I feel like the NPC Studio is based more for that software to me, kind of in my opinion.
Right.
All right, let's see what we got next. Dude, Cranesong. Okay.
Day King. And before we launched this video, Chris could have been one of the first people to purchase this compressor.
Man, I was gonna buy a compressor out the rack like that. It was pretty funny though. But yeah, Jeff Dayking did offer to sell me the Dayking compressor right out of his rack on display at GearFest this year. There's probably another one that doesn't have audio at the beginning.
Hi, fellow gear sluts. I'm Jeff Daking, and I'm going to tell you about the new 500 modules. These have been out for about a year. This is our usual mic pre. It's got all the usual features: phantom, 20 dB pad, phase, direct input, but it also has 0 to 200 high-pass filter that's switchable. And this is really good for people who are doing home recording, because the days of big recording studios where you had big monitors and good isolation, and you were probably recording to 30 IPS, which didn't go below 40 cycles. You were protected. Now, of course, you're at home, the UPS truck is going by, and your digital audio workstation will record to 10 cycles. So it's really easy to fill your mixes with low frequency crap that you can't hear, and you have no idea. Then you go to mix your record, and you got all this junk down there that you can't understand why everything is so cluttered. So here we have the 0 to 200 high-pass filter. Very useful, especially for home recording. Next thing is a brand new product. This has been out for about 6 months. This is a new compressor, very similar to our old compressor, except that it does not use a FET, because the FETs won't really work well in a 500 package because they're very temperature sensitive, and you never know what your compressor is going to be next to. It might be next to a tube, which would drive the FET crazy. So we're doing this. It's designed like a FET compressor, but it uses a VCA. It's relatively audio neutral. It doesn't have much of its own signature. It's very easy to use. The average guy could just put it in auto release, put these two pots at 12 o'clock, and really not worry about it. It has 2 ratios, about 4 to 1, which is the compression, and 20 to 1, or more than 20 to 1 in the compression, in the limiter mode. It has a fast and slow attack, and a fast and auto release. It also has extremely good stereo linking. Very, very accurate stereo linking. And this will link across the entire bus of API rack. If you could link 6 of these, if you wanted to, if you for some idiotic reason wanted to limit 5.1 or something like that. The next thing we have, and this is brand new, is just out this week. This is our usual 4-band EQ, the typical 4-band EQ, which is based on the version. And it is 4 bands, 5 frequencies in each band, plus an out in each band. We don't use center detents because they're never accurate. What we do is we put an actual out position in each band. What the hell? It boosts and cuts more than 16.5 dB in each band. So all discrete. These, by the way, have no output transformers. These are differential output, which, interestingly enough, if you're not pushing a long line where you need that sort of magnetic rejection, has much better low-frequency response than the traditional transformers that we use. These are flat down to about 10 hertz. So that's the new stuff. And in one package, you get a complete stereo channel, 2 mic pre's, filters, compressor, 4-band EQ. And you can pick that up and take it anywhere and know that you're going to get first-class audio from beginning to end. And that's it. And don't forget, turn around, where's Ben? ATC is now coming out with a 30-inch woofer. You see the 30-inch woofer over there in the booth? Don't forget to call ATC and remind them that you're really interested in the monitor with the 30-inch woofer.
That woofer is crazy.
Yes.
Let's see. Man. Daking, I don't know. I'm kind of interested in that EQ. I wanna see it. I know it's based off the EQ that's on the mic pre, but I don't know. I want to see it. You know, he told us what last year at GearFest that he was doing the compressor and the EQ. So a year later, you know, we're actually seeing it now, and I like the way he was really pitching it to the home studio users too. I mean, Daking stuff isn't that expensive to me, and it's I've used the pre once, the 500 series pre, and I was pleased with it. I liked it. It's interesting to see this the EQ and compressor. You now got the full Daking channel strip in a 500 series.
But he said the center is not detented because it'd be inaccurate. I didn't understand it. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. I guess he's saying that the center detents that it's never exact, but I don't know how off can it be. I don't know. I would prefer to have a center detent than to switch all the way through frequencies to get to the out position, though.
Okay.
But it'll be interesting to see when those come, because y'all know I dig Daking and Jeff's a cool guy. I'm just glad to finally see these units after knowing that they were coming out for a year.
So, Chris, tell us your experience about the compressor when you demoed it at GearFest this year.
When I listened to it, I mean, I liked it. It was really clean. I like that it's got it's not that many options, so you can get around it quickly. But it's not. I don't want to use the term surgical compressor, but it's not. You're not going to have all the different attack and release settings that you would have on some other compressors. Because yeah, there was just a 2-button attack and release, fast or slow. I think the release was automatic or fast, and the ratio was just compressor or limit. I mean, that was it. But like he did point out, though, as a home studio user, maybe someone who's not that familiar with compressors, that may be easier for them to use because you have less buttons to screw something up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking them out, and I think they're going to be popular. Like I said, Daking, a lot of people love the pre. I mean, my front end audio rep swears by Daking. I mean, he absolutely loves it. I mean, he says it's. I mean, if he could pick just a few pre's to take, the desert island pre, and he's like, give him Day King, and he named a few others, but yeah, he really loves Day King stuff.
Oh, Chris, just one more thing before we move on. For those that's watching, and probably interested in the Day King, can you give them a brief history on Day King about, if they're familiar with the Trident preamp, knowing that he was an engineer, during the Trident era.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, when he said that, yeah, he was referring to Trident. But yeah, he worked with worked for Trident when they had the Trident consoles and everything, and I believe, as the story goes, he purchased the schematics for it, and basically from there built his own version of the compressor and EQ. I don't know about the compressor. Was there? I don't know, the term Trident compressor doesn't really ring any bells for me, but I know they're known for their EQ and pre's.
Yeah, there you go.
And actually, that studio you were in here with me when you were in Nashville a few weeks ago, you saw the Trident pre. I used their Trident pre a few times, and I loved it. And I've ran some other sessions for that studio using that pre. I think they used the Trident and the Audio Technica 41 of them. I don't know which one. But yeah, that pre sounds really good. As you notice, they recently re-released the Trident stuff at a more expensive price than the Day King stuff.
Right.
So I don't know what he's doing to. I mean, I'm sure it's not exactly the same, but I mean, what he's doing is working. His stuff sounds good, and he's able to keep the cost down.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have next. I believe I skipped something. What did I skip? Oh, maybe I didn't. All right. Oh, I had the Prism on here listed twice. And the Sound Toys listed twice. Okay. And the Cranesong listed twice. We shorter than I thought. Okay, so the next one we got here. Let's see. Here we go. Need a second to load. Switch over to it.
API.
Hello, fellow gear sluts. It's Jordan with API.
Jordan!
I'd like to talk to you today about the new releases from API on the JDK line. Some of you who have been awaiting the 500 releases of the R20 and R22 compressor and preamp, your time is here because we now have 500 series modules. The R20 single-channel 500 series module is referred to as the V10. Has the same great features: phantom power, polarity reverse, 10 dB pad on the instrument input, and a 20 dB pad on the mic input. Of course, your gain select and a front input select right here. The V12 is the R22 compressor in a single-channel 500 series format. Of course, you've got your threshold and ratio, soft and hard knees. You also have the patented API thrust circuit from the 2500 and the 527. There's a makeup gain knob and a hard bypass to flip the compressor in and out. Of course, those of you who are aware of the JDK products already know of the V14, which is the R24 parametric 4-band EQ, has the same great EQs. Also, joining the JDK family is the ATI ATEM-X2, same great ATEM-X2 that's been repackaged, rebranded, so it has some friends to play with, and look at how great it looks. 8-channel line mixer, 8-channel monitor mixer, so this is basically an inline summing mixer with mic pre's, direct outs, tape returns, solo bus, master mix, everything that you need to effectively record live shows, do mixes, anything you would like to do. So to recap, JDK line has released some of its units into 500 series format for those of you who already have lunchboxes or API racks and would like to get those in single channel units. Incidentally, even if you have 2 channels of the compressor, it's also linkable, so you can do stereo linking between those two. I'm Jordan with API, JDK. Thank you very much.
And before we get into that, I gotta say, Jordan has the most interesting sideburns ever.
Yeah, he does. Great guy though.
Let's see. So what do you think of those?
I mean, just from using your products alone, the EQ that you have, man, you know, I have nothing bad to say about JDK. I mean, from ever since the day that we shot out the hammer, you know, with the JDK EQ, man, I can just imagine that this is gonna be a bang for him in the 500 series.
Yeah, I'm huge on on API and well JDK and API. And man, I think these are going to be great. I'm definitely interested in the compressor. It's funny because I don't like the I'm not a fan of the of the rack series as far as the color of it.
Right.
But these in the 500 series, I don't know. I like them. And also now, so with that, you know, there we go with that full channel strip again that you can get for JDK. I've already seen them on up on Vintage King. I think's already have them. I think they're like $5.95, which is pretty much what we thought they were going to be. Yeah, you know, I love the JDK R24. And you know I've been thinking about the compressor, and now the option to get it in a single unit, single channel is very tempting, especially for that price, and especially with the recent price increases that API just had too.
Yeah. And a lot of other companies.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here next.
The Fraunhofer ProCollect from Sonox has changed the way we encode audio for online distribution, enabling audio codecs such as MP3 and AAC to be auditioned in real time. Now with version 2, Apple's iTunes Plus codec is included, so you can mix directly for iTunes, ensuring high quality output during the mixing process.
So we're at the AES show in San Francisco with Mark from BAE, British Audio Engineering, and he has got this bee in his bonnet about recreating ancient gear in the most minute detail, with everything, even the wire, accurate. I mean, this is an astounding detail to go into on a replica. So, yeah, what have you got here?
This is the R1073, something that we built back in 2000, using the same parts as the original Neve company, same switches, Elmer, and Camford wire. We've had, like I say, that's old news. What we actually have done now, though, is recreate this iconic mic pre-equalizer in the 500 series. This one is actually called a 1073D, which stands for Deluxe, because the original 73 just had a 12K shelf in here. We've put 10, 12, and 16K. We've got an output knob, and we've got a direct instrument input there. So it's been 2-3 years maybe in the making. This people have said, we love your 73, but with the advent of the 500 series, they were saying, will you build us something? And we resisted. In the end, we could resist no longer. It is wider than your average 500 series, as you can see, but that's because everything that's in here is in here. So, you really can't see on camera the weight of this thing, but, that's pretty much what it is, a 1073 module in 500 series format.
So you've taken some liberties with the form factor, but in terms of the components, you're still in there with the most accurate modern equivalents you can get.
Well, not just modern equivalents, it's the same transformer.
It's made by the same company,
that Rupert, designed in the 70s. Carnhill is still in business today. They used to be called St. Ives, they're now Carnhill, but they're the exact same components. Even the wire, like I say, Camford are in business in England. Elmer from Switzerland. It's all the same components. We just managed to put it in this form factor, and hence that's why it's wider than a one space.
So is that shipping now, or are you still tweaking?
This will be shipping hopefully 1st of November.
Okay, that sounds good. Any idea on pricing yet?
2,200 US.
Okay, thanks very much, Mark.
All right. All right. So 3-slot BAE mic pre-compressor. I mean mic pre-EQ. What do you think about that? We saw the compressor earlier from BAE. Oh, start playing the next video. But yeah, we saw the compressor earlier. What do you think of this one?
And being a fan of the Neve stuff, I like it, man. Like, but since I already own a Vetus MA5, I would like for them to just do the EQ section. Since Vetus has discontinued his EQ, I would love to have a BAE EQ to go with my MA5.
Well, no, they do. Do they do just the EQ by itself?
I haven't seen it. I don't want to quote it. I don't want to quote wrong, so I don't know. But I would just like in 500 series, I would like that EQ and channel alone.
Yeah, I know you'd think they would do just the EQ if they're doing the pre and EQ. I mean, they've already got obviously what they need for the EQ. So it seems like they could do just a single channel EQ.
Give me a second. I think they do have an EQ on Vintage King. Let me Google it real quick. Let me go to Vintage King. I don't want to quote myself wrong.
Yeah, I got you. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people doing the Neve type stuff with that with the pre and EQ. And I think you remember it was a few months ago we saw AML. I think is a company. They've got pretty much the same thing: a 3-slot 500 series, 1073 pre and EQ. But this one, I think he said this one isn't based on the 1073 though, right?
It is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
The BAE 1073 D.
Mm-hmm. So what you got there on
Yep.
On VK?
Yeah. Neve 1073. Give me just a second. See if I can share my screen real quick. Just a moment.
All right. They've launched a lot with the was that the pre EQ and compressor, and they already had a pretty good product lineup going for themselves already. So I don't know. That's pretty good to see 2 new products launched from them after they already have so much going right now.
Can you see it?
No, it's the hangout screen. There it is.
Here we go. Here.
In the upper left, yeah. No, that's not BAE though.
Oh, that's Neve. I'm sorry.
You see what you got for BAE.
Ain't lagging a little bit.
I'd imagine they got one. I mean, you saw they had a whole rack in that first demo. They already got the new 2200. Yeah, there it is. No, that's the what you got in the middle there.
That's the console strip.
Uh,
No, they don't have one in 500 series.
well, maybe we'll see that next year.
Hey, if they do that, that thing's gonna sell out.
Let's see here.
Now this is what I want to show you guys before we move on. We have the actual AMS Neve channel strip here, going for that's with the compressor and the EQ, if I'm not mistaken. And the bundle is right here at $3,316.50. And we go up to the and that's 3 slots. And we get the BAE for $2,200 with the EQ and the preamp.
That's about fair. I would say. I mean, you're taking up the same amount of slots, but you're taking up the same amount of slots, but you're also not getting the compressor.
Right.
But that is a nice price tag for a whole Neve channel strip.
Just to show y'all the close up of it. Here we go.
And that's from what, AMS?
Yeah, AMS Neve.
Oh. I don't know. I think if BAE did the same thing, it would cost about the same. But in the scheme of things, and you're taking up a slot, a whole third slot. And if you have a lunchbox, that's half your rack right there. And if you have something like Tone Lux rack, you're down to one more slot left after that.
But think of what most people are doing though. When you buying a lunchbox, you buy an EQ, compressor, and a preamp. So there's 3 slots anyway, and you're getting the Neve sound. So you're not mixing, different types of pre's and compressors. You're getting like one sound all the way across with the same circuitry.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you also, kind of the joy of the fun of 500 series also is mixing and matching too.
Right. And we did that when we were in Nashville at Quad. We had various components and we switched them in and out, and man, look what we achieved. So I agree.
All right, let's see what we got next. Down our last 2 videos here.
What up, fellow Gear Slots? I'm Dave Bryce, known as Bryce on Gear Slots. We're here in the Wave Distribution booth at AES 2012 in San Francisco in front of the Elysia rack. Elysia, for those of you who don't know them, they're from Germany. They make extraordinary high-end signal processing products, such as the Compressor, the Muse EQ, and the Expressor. Earlier on in the year, they introduced a brand new product called the Envelope. The Envelope is an impulse shaper, a stereo device. And what an impulse shaper does is it allows you to mess with the attack and sustain of a sound in ways that you can't actually really describe. It's much better to hear it, but we can't do that here. However, if you go to www.elysia.com, there are a whole bunch of sound examples and video examples so you can hear this piece do what it does. And when I tell you have never heard anything work quite like this thing before, please do believe me. There are other devices that let you mess with transients and do impulse shaping. However, they're not in a class with this. First of all, this is Class A discrete electronics, which gives you better signal processing. In addition, this box has automatic gain control and can also be used as an EQ. You can take the frequency controls for the impulse shaper and switch them over to make it a 2-band EQ. And you can also use one side to do one thing, one side to do another, so you can just get tremendous effect out of this thing. Like I said, there's never really been anything that's given you this much processing power and nothing that sounds quite like it. I can't recommend enough that you go to www.elysia.com and take a listen to the Envelope. The Envelope is actually available right now. The 500 series maps for $975, and its rack version maps for $1,499. I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the show.
All right. Where's where's Gil at?
Gil, where you at, man? Great people, man. I'm an owner of the Expressify.
My bad. Go ahead.
But being an owner of the Expressor 500, man, I can't speak enough good things about their products. The Elysia products, man, they're top quality. I love my Expressor to death. I use it every day. So I can't speak enough about them, man. Like, I strongly suggest people to go, to the website and try it out, listen to it. And I rest assure you, if you purchase it, man, you'll be really happy with it.
I will say, out of all the videos we've seen, he was the most excited about a product. I gotta say.
But Dave's like that though. When we were in Gifford, he was aggressive. So he's an aggressive guy.
And I forgot they had the rack version of that envelope out. I think the 500 series was the first one, right?
Yeah, it came out first, and then they came out with the 19 unit.
Yeah, because I remember when the rack came out, I was like, it took them quicker, because the Expressor from the 500 series Expressor to the rack Expressor was a long time. Right. So I probably had it already in their mind that that they wanted to do a rack in the envelope, because it came out, maybe a month, 6 weeks after the 500 series. Yep. It was quick. Step away from Elysia for a second. I noticed the Cartech stuff in the rack there. Do you know if Gil there at Waves does the Cartech stuff too?
Give me just a second. We can figure it out.
I would imagine if it's sitting in their rack, but I haven't noticed it on their site. But then again, I haven't been looking for it either, so not sure on that one there. But yeah, Elysia does do great stuff. The Expressor is great, and the enveloper is something that it's pretty unique in what it does. He's calling it an impulse. I don't know. That sounds all fancy when, I really think you just say transient designer, because to me that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely look forward to stuff from them. Maybe they'll do a actually full EQ next, now that they've got pretty much everything else in the series or rack. I haven't seen a mic pre from them. I bet that would be awesome. I see you got the Wave site up. Just switch over to that.
Okay. You see where it says Cartech Audio?
Yeah, that's got to be new. That has to be new. We're gonna have to bug Gil, see if we can get some demos there. I think I also saw a Cartech Cartech monitor controller too, that I saw. Wasn't in a video, but I think I read it on. Oh, it was on Vintage King site. That's where it was. They had they've got the Cartech monitor controller. Or no. So I'm getting my green gear mixed up. Not Cartech, Burl, that does the A to D converter and the D to A converter, the bomber.
Right.
They have a monitor controller. That's what I'm thinking of. Wow, I can't believe I just got that mixed up, but yeah, it's because they're both green. Let's get to our last video here.
Hello Gear Sluts, I am Jim at SSL, forum member and contributor occasionally, and occasionally fight starter. Here I am at the AES show in San Francisco, and we have the new 500 series modules which SSL have released. They're shipping on Monday, so as soon as the show packs up and goes home, these will be shipping out to customers. What we've done is we've recreated the classic sound of a 4000 series console
not only in the X-Rack format where these modules were available before, but now in the 500 series. We have two models available. There is the EQ, which has two circuits inside it, one black knob and one brown knob. The brown knob was the original from the B series, and the black knob came in from 1979 onwards. The black knob is kind of defined as the classic SSL EQ curve, also known as the O2. It has 18 dB per octave slopes. It's very gritty, it's very aggressive, it's incredibly good on rock music, but it's also really good on dirty mood bass lines. To partner with them, we have the 4000 series compressor, and this is something with 3 voices. Yes, it can do the traditional pumpy, bitey SSL thing, have 2 lights flicking on and off on every channel across the mix. But it also has a linear release switch as well as the exponential release, which gives it a very different voicing. And at the top, we have a toggle to go between the over easy mode and a hard knee compressor. So it's quite a tweakable sound. Again, it's not what I might call hi-fi, but it's particularly vibey. And particularly in anyone in America, having it in 500 series is a nice option. Of course, they're still available in the X-Rack. It's a format that we put together, which we think is very good. There are over 15,000 X-Rack modules out there in the market, so thank you to all of you for your support. But for those of you on the 500 bus, hopefully we've got something for you now. If you're based in the US, Vintage King have these exclusively this year, and check out their fantastic facilities in LA to go and hear them for yourselves. Thank you very much.
Oh no, he's got some he's got some interesting sideburns too. Yeah, this one to me is huge. SSL in the 500 series, like someone in there, I guess Peter Gabriel finally realized that. Well, they had to have always known that 500 series stuff to me is more popular than the X-Rack stuff, but I don't know. I feel like that they were, and we talked about this earlier this year. I just feel like they were missing out on a lot of money by not doing stuff in the 500 series. I know they look at, probably API as a competitor, of course, but yeah, I think this is going to be huge for them.
Yeah, it is. 'Cause I mean, man, this is something that you've been dreaming for a while, and when it came, when it came true, I was really happy for you, because man, like you've been wanting this for a while, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I literally ran up to my computer when I got the email from Vintage King saying that it was available. I was like, when I wake up in the morning, I check my emails, and I was like, am I dreaming? Am I really reading this email? And ran up to the computer and went to Vintage King's site, and there they were. See, I definitely got to think about adding this to my lunchbox, because I mixed on the SSL duality for a few years, and I love the SSL EQs. I've got the Duende plugins. Those are really good. The Waves SSL is really good. Between those big three, API, Neve, SSL, they've all got really good EQs. So I'm gonna definitely have to think hard about adding this, adding that SSL 500 series EQ to my lunchbox.
Yeah, I most definitely think you should do it, because man, you're already comfortable with it. It's nothing that you have to relearn over. So man, I say go for it.
Yeah, that and the fact that that is basically 2 EQs in one with the black and the brown. That's pretty interesting. And it'll be even more interesting if you can really hear the difference between those two. Because I think I don't know which series one is in the duality board. I want to say the G channel, I think, is the newer one. Actually, out of the plugins, I prefer the E channel, but because but to say that, I can hear a difference in the E channel and the G channel. For those watching, if you check out my my SSL video I did for Waves, I compared the E channel and the G channel, and I can hear a difference between the two. The E sounds more cleaner to me, and the G sounds more dirtier. And I think I described them as the E for edge, because the E channel is more aggressive to me, and the G channel is grit. 'Cause it just sounds a little dirtier to me.
Before we go, Chris, I wanna show this particular 500 series piece and get your thoughts on it. Give me just a moment, all right?
All right. And while you're pulling that up, we can start winding down here. Man, it's almost been 2 hours. For those watching, thanks for sticking with us. And so I'm going to put my info. So you can see my website down here on the overlay. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can go there and follow me. You can also follow me on Google Plus, and hopefully this will be the first of many hangouts me and D. Lyles does. May get a couple other people to join, or if you're interested in joining us on one, hit me up and we'll talk. Got my contact info here. But for those who want to follow me on Twitter, it's at AudioZar901. And what's yours, D?
My website?
Your Twitter.
My Twitter is at DLyles, DLYLES official. So at DLyles official.
All right, and yeah, mine is at AudioZar901. All right, I've switched over to you. What are we looking at here?
Here we have a Millennia AD596. It is an 8-channel analog to digital converter in the 500 series format.
Yeah, I think this was announced a few years ago.
Okay.
I remember when they announced it. I haven't heard anything from it. It's definitely interesting. And now that I'm thinking about it, well, I guess the snake's there on the front. I guess that'd be your 8-channel snakes, and then would you just come out of the? I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, man. That's confusing me. I mean, I can tell that that's D sub there in the front, but it's 2 D subs. D subs are typically 8 channels, so is that 8 channels in and out?
Trying to see. Yep. D sub 25 IO connectors.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, it says 8 channels of A to D conversions. It doesn't say. Okay, that's better. So what we got? Analog in 1 through 8. Oh, and then your digital 1 through 8. Okay. Huh. And it's even got word clock. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about this. It's definitely interesting, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the only one of its kind out there.
Right.
Because yeah, I mean, who puts a converter in 500 series, really?
Right. And I just purchased this, ladies and gentlemen, before we leave. My baby.
Oh, the Moog. Yeah, you've been wanting a 500 series effects for a while. We really thought radio was going to be the first to do a delay there. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. There, you're on Vintage King. Go to the front of the page, and I think they still got listed all the new stuff that was just announced, all in one place. Yeah, just go back to the just the home page.
This is the home page.
Oh, well, they made. Oh, there it is. New at AES. Yeah, just click see all. In the right, yeah. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, this is another. Oh wow, Neve has the 88. Are you familiar with the 88 console?
Yeah, I actually saw a video on that today that Vintage King posted. I didn't add it to the playlist, but yeah, I did see a video on that today.
Let me skip over there to this one. Really affordable. $549. The Cush Audio 500 4-band EQ.
Now, I swear I saw that yesterday or a few days ago, and it was $599.
Wow.
I swear it was $599 when I looked at it when I first saw it a few days ago. That's interesting.
This is a steal here.
Now they made it even cheaper, it looks like. But yeah, Kush Audio and 500 series, that's going to be killer too.
It's huge.
There's so many 500 series stuff announced this year. It's just crazy.
That lets us know that our investments were good, and the 500 series looks promising.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything else you want to review?
Oh, that's what I skipped over was the Shadow Hills. Go ahead and click on that Shadow Hills plugin. So for those who haven't seen the Shadow Hills compressor in person, that compressor is a beast. I mean, it looks like that thing is a beast. That has I told the Shadow Hills rep at GearFest that had the biggest knobs on a compressor
It's a beautiful unit, though.
I've ever seen, and that's coming to UA as a plug-in. So that one's going to be really cool. Let me see. We see in the SSL. There's the Cranesong. Is there a price on the Cranesong yet?
No, it said call for price.
You know what that means.
Yep. What is this Lucifer thing?
I don't know, but it looks 500 series, and it looks pretty scary too.
It's a preamp. It's a big ass light bulb right here.
Dude, that looks freaky, man. There's no is the light bulb the gain?
It gotta be. I wouldn't even buy this shit because it's 5-point star and it got Lucifer on it.
Yeah, that is
But look at the price tag though.
nice price. And I've never heard of them. You would think. I just glanced down in the paragraph there. Go up. It says clean top end with the tight end. I mean, something like that you would think would be full of color. You wouldn't think of it as clean.
So
I do see it says transformer coupled.
I'm thinking along the lines of a Millennia or a Grace.
I would be pissed if I bought that and it was that clean.
Yeah.
Because I mean, looking at it, it just looks like it has so much attitude. They definitely went to work on the design there, but I don't know how you gonna call something Lucifer and then it's clean. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, this is the company right here. So they also make it's called Evolve.
Was that distortion synth? They don't play when it comes to design, huh?
No, it's too busy for me. I wouldn't want that in the studio.
Well, that's pretty loud too.
That's
The Prism, JDK.
We didn't go over. This is huge. This company Wonder.
I
think they kind of give off like a Neve kind of sound.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Not a bad price.
No.
And I think I saw EQ from them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Does that work like the API 550?
Look more like a Neve EQ to me.
I see it. I see it now. I see the 2 points on the bottom band, where you got one of the points at around 40 hertz and the other one in the bottom middle. Yeah, the other ones I didn't see the two. That I don't know if I could deal with that. just because it doesn't look like I can quickly glance at it and see what it's set at. I mean, I can't even tell what it's set at just by looking at the display picture. So what is it going to look like in my face?
Yeah, it's like a headache. Bexendal EQ. Oh.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's interesting. Give me a second. Let's look at some more pictures real quick. Nice and closed.
It isn't closed, so you know I'm a fan of that. Oh, okay. Now, judging from that, I can see now. I don't know. I don't like the mark indicators. They just seem like they would be hard to read.
That's why I just took some more.
All right. Looks like we just lost D. Lyles. Let me see if I can get him back in here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and end it here because let's go ahead and try to keep this under 2 hours. But yeah, we're going to be doing some more hangouts. I hope y'all enjoyed this recap of AES 2012. And like I say, I got my contact information. And I'll catch y'all on the next hangout.